If you're thinking about buying a new construction home in the greater Seattle area, but you're just not sure if it's the right decision for you, well, stick around because I'm diving deep into the pros, cons, and everything you need to know about making one of the biggest investment decisions of your life. What's up, everyone? My name is Bo Sterling. I'm an agent out here in the greater Seattle area, and today I'm going to be tackling a question I get all the time. Is it smart to buy a new construction home? And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what to consider before signing any contracts. If you're watching this video, it's going to be the first of 12 videos in a new construction home playlist. So if you want to get the most amount of value from these videos, be sure to watch the entire playlist. And don't worry if you find out new construction isn't the right fit for you. I've got years of experience helping clients, and you can always book a call with me and we can figure out what's best for you. Alright, getting right into it, let's first talk about some of the benefits and then we'll get into some of the risks or things to consider when purchasing a new home. One of the first things to consider when purchasing a new construction home, or any home for that matter, is what your timeline is. And one of the main reasons for that with new construction is there's a lot of developments where new homes aren't quite finished being built yet, and you do have the option to upgrade or have custom features added to your property. Things like layout design, different flooring options, countertops. A lot of these things can be customized and planned ahead with the builder, so if you give me a call, we can find the right builder for you and see if we can get some custom features added. But if you have a shorter timeline and you're looking to move somewhere quickly that's already finished, we can definitely schedule some tours and get you into a home as quick as possible. The second benefit, I would say, with new construction homes is there's typically a 1-year warranty from the builder. And this covers all sorts of repairs like electrical, plumbing, structural issues. This warranty can save you thousands of dollars. In addition to the builder's warranty, there's typically warranties for the individual appliances. So if your oven breaks or the water heater goes out, in most cases you'll be covered and they'll typically fix it or replace the appliance if necessary. The third benefit to having a new construction home is the low maintenance cost. Now, you're still going to have to maintain your home. It's not a rental property, so you're going to have to be responsible for taking care of things. But when all of the construction materials are brand new, you're typically not going to have as much maintenance for the first several years. And new construction materials often translate to higher durability and more energy efficiency. So you don't have to worry about poor insulation or anything like that, as long as you get an inspection beforehand, which I'll go into that a little bit later. The fourth benefit is that it's a clean slate. Everything's brand new. No one's ever lived in it. No messes, no mold, no outdated fixtures, appliances, no weird smells. Nobody's ever died in the house, which means there's probably not going to be any ghosts unless it was built on a Native American burial ground, but we're not going to get into that. All right, now as far as downsides to consider, I like thinking about it like buying a new car, except with a car, you're not going to build equity, whereas with new construction, eventually you will. And what I mean by that is typically there's going to be a higher upfront cost. Think of it like a premium as compared to older homes. And if you're adding custom features, just like in a new car, those costs can add up quickly. So as far as downsides, I would say higher upfront costs is number one, but you could argue that you are saving that money in the next several years by not having to do as much maintenance. A second thing to consider is the noise level that you might have in a new construction home. Being that it's new construction, typically there's going to be development around you, so you're going to hear a lot of construction noise throughout the day, and that could potentially last for years depending on how big the development is. So that's something you want to think about when purchasing a new home. Consideration number 3 would be the builder's reputation. Not all builders are created equal, and you're going to want to do a little bit of background research on who the builder is and what projects they've done in the past, whether they've had lawsuits, checking on their reviews, and just making sure that they have a good reputation and produce quality work. A fourth thing to consider when buying a new construction home is if you are doing customizations and planning ahead of time, there might be potential delays. I come from a construction background, and there's always things that come up where windows can't be delivered on time. There's labor shortages. Construction timelines can always be variable, and so you do have to plan accordingly if the home has not been finished yet. A fifth consideration would be the appreciation rate. I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but just like buying a new car, you're not going to be buying something that's instantly going to be more valuable after you purchase it. And this is where you sort of have to look at your goals and timeline and determine whether or not building instant equity is something that you care about. In most cases, these new construction homes aren't really going to build significant equity for at least 5 years. So that's just something to consider if you're looking for a more rapid equity appreciation. And for the final, and I would say most important thing to consider when buying a new construction home is to look very carefully over the paperwork with your agent. And if you do have an attorney, to look over the paperwork with them as well. A lot of the time, these builders will have very detailed addendums that you have to submit with your offer. And in a lot of cases, those things will supersede contingencies on your offer. Things like the inspection contingency or even financing contingency, which could put you at risk for losing your earnest money. Now, I do have personal experience with that, so if you're looking for an agent that knows what they're doing, please feel free to reach out. And to give you a better idea of what one of these new construction homes looks like in Seattle, I thought I'd give you a tour. Hey guys, just checking out these new construction condominiums by Alchemy Builders. I'm just here to show you guys a little bit of what new construction is like here in Seattle. This is just one of many builders here. Really wanted to showcase their quality of work and just their finishes in general. Really like the choices that they made with the hardwoods and the color contrasts. This condominium complex was built by Alchemy Builders. As of January 3rd, 2025, this home is still available. The listing is courtesy of Alchemy Real Estate. Built in 2024, obviously. And they actually have a partnership going on with Guild Mortgage, offering 2% towards closing costs. So just with that, you're saving $16,000 up front. This home is in the Magnolia neighborhood of Seattle, just a couple of minutes away from Discovery Park, which is a beautiful forested area, lots of hiking trails. There's plenty of cafes, restaurants, gyms in this neighborhood. This is a 3-bed, 2 1/4 bath, and just over 1,100 square feet. It has a nice white oak hardwood floor throughout and Abodian cabinets. Thoughtfully designed with built-in shelves and abundant windows that flood the space with natural light. Like I said, as of January 3rd, 2025, this home is still available for $800,000. And don't forget the rooftop deck with amazing views of Salmon Bay and the Ship Canal. So, is it smart to buy a new construction home? I would say the first thing you need to do is look at your priorities and decide on what things are most important to you. Whether that's a restriction on your timeline, your budget, if you're more concerned with noise or the location of the property. And if you're not sure about any of these things, I can help you walk through and ask questions. Another bonus consideration to look at when buying a new construction home, specifically in Seattle, is how energy efficient the home is. It can get pretty cold here in the winter, so you want to make sure that the insulation R value is pretty high. You have at least double pane, maybe even triple pane windows, as well as high efficiency heating and air conditioning. Over the last several years, Seattle's been getting pretty hot in the summertime, so air conditioning is definitely a must. So if you're considering buying new construction in the greater Seattle area, you can book a 15-minute strategy call with me or schedule a Zoom meeting, and I'd be happy to go over your goals and see what we can find for you. All right, everyone, that about does it. I hope you enjoyed the video. This should be the first of 12 videos in a new construction playlist. So if you want to get the most value, make sure to keep watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, so it's been raining every day for the last 9 days in a row now, but that's just what you're going to get here in Seattle. And you want to live here, you got to deal with the rain, bud.